Hello friends, welcome to Crazy Tech. In this video, we will be learning learning about plotting. Okay, so let's get started. So documentation, type here plot. Okay, so as you can see here, plot itself a very um, vast course, and learning all this stuff you will get confused. So I want to make plotting video as simple as possible, considering that my viewers are beginners in MATLAB. Okay, as a signal processing engineer, I will be dealing with specific kind of plotting which you will be needing in signal processing and image processing course when I will be dealing with in later videos. Okay, so now let's get started with by generating a signal. Before generating a signal, I would like to uh, tell you one function which is called line space. Okay, let's say line space 1 comma 50. What it does, it uh, it displays the values 100 values between 1 to 50 which are equally spaced. Okay, now run it. Okay, you have here, you can see 97 through 100. Okay, here you have 50 and initial value is 1, and you can see x is 1 cross 100 double, means by default it's divides the value 1 to 50 with equally spaced 100 variables. Okay, let's say I want to divide 1 and 50 with a equally spaced 25 numbers, 25 equally spaced numbers. So here I have to give 25. Here you can see x is 1 cross 25 double, and you have here equally spaced 25 numbers. Okay, so let's say I want to divide equally spaced 50 numbers between 0 to 2 pi. Okay, now you have your equally spaced number in radian. Now I want a signal y1 is equal to which is a sinusoidal signal. Y1 is sin x. Run it. Okay, now it's your sinusoidal signal, but it doesn't make any sense by looking just those values. Okay, I need to plot it to make some visualized manner, so that I could extract some significant values out of it. Now for plotting, we have a function called plot. As soon as I placed a open round bracket, you can see here there is some suggestions. So stick to our basic plot function, which is x comma y, means x is x coordinate, y is y coordinate. X comma y1. Run it. Here we go. Now it making some sense. Okay, you have your sinusoidal function. If you want to see some values here, just hover around it, and you could see here x is 1.538, remember it's in radian, and y is 0.99. okay, you can see your x and y value just by hovering over it. Okay, now here you can see a little button here which is showing export. You can save your image anywhere of your choice by any format. Okay, now if I want to zoom it, just scroll up. If you want to zoom out, scroll down. If you want to drag your image here, plot, just click on pen and you can drag your plot for more clarity. Okay, there's some other tools, but you don't require it for time being. Just concentrate on this tool, zoom in, zoom out, and how to see your data. Okay, now just run it again. Now if you want to give your name to x-axis and your name to y-axis, how you can do it? There is a function called x label. Okay, now you can name your x-axis, which is I think it's samples in radian, and you can name your y-axis, which is y label, its label, which is amplitude. Now run it. Now okay, now you have your x and y axis labeled with sample in radian and amplitude. Now if I want to give title to my plot, okay, you can do that also by writing a keyword title, and the title name is sinusoidal wave. Now run it. Here you go. Now you have your title here. Now I want this color to be changed. Okay, so let's say I want to have my plot color is in green, so place a G. Now it's looking green. So now go to doc, plot here. Okay, so there is a you can see, scroll down to the end. Okay, there is some shortcut keyword for your color here. Red, R for red, G for green, B for blue. You can choose any color of your like here. Okay, there is another constraint. Like if you want to, yes, here line style. If you want your plot to be dotted or by dash mark, you can do that also. Here in specifier, you can give colon for dotted and double dash for dash. Here you go. This argument is called here it's a specifier. Okay. Okay, now there is another function is called stem. Okay, it also useful function stem. Okay, now you can see some lines here, and with individual values. Sometimes you will be needing this function also for plotting your data. Okay, now uh, now if I want to plot multiple sinusoidal function inside one plot, how could I do that? Let's say I want to plot y2 is equal to sine, let's say cos x. Okay, okay, so now x remains same. There is two sinusoidal wave, or you can say curve. I want to display both sinusoidal wave in a single plot, so I could do that here, writing plot x comma y1 and also x comma y2. So you can just simply write n number plots if you want to display in a single image. Run it. Here you go. So you can see here MATLAB uh, automatically distinguish two plots by giving the two different colors, so you don't bother about the coloring of the wave. So MATLAB handle its coloring the plot automatically. Okay, now if I want to specify the characteristic of the lines, if I want to give in a dotted format, okay, I can write here. If I want to I need to have second curve sinusoidal function having a dash format. Okay, run it. Here you go. It's a dotted line and it's a dash line. Okay, so if I need to show what this curve means and what the first curve specifies and what does second curve specify. Okay, let's say I want to show my viewer that this dotted curve is sinusoidal function and this dash curve is my cosine function. So I want to write something here so that my user could able to visualize clearly that what does this two curves signifies. So I could do that also by writing I think function called legend, a function called legend. Yes, here you can see level 1 up to level n, means I want to give its name, means my first x and y1 curve is sine. Okay, sine wave, and second curve is a cos wave. Now run it. Now here you go, that dotted curve is sin x and dash curve is cos x. Okay, so if you write something here in legend, it will automatically intelligently assign this first string to the first curve and second string to the second curve and so forth. Okay, I hope you guys are following me. If you have any doubts, just write something in comment box. I'll be dealing with it later on. Now I think this plot function is clear to all of you. If you have any doubt, you just write doc and plot here, and there's lots of examples here. X, Y, line space. Okay, you can go through if you want to go deeper. Now there is another plotting you need to know about this, because it's also important, which is subplot. Just delete this sentence. Now let's add two other function. Sine, let's say 2 into x, and y4 is equal to sine 3 into x. There is a function called subplot. Okay, here you go. Subplot MNP. MN means it's a matrix dimension. Means if I want to have 2 row and 1 column, or 2 row 2 column, because I have 4 sinusoidal wave, so I will require 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay, or 4 cross 1 matrix. Okay, and P is the position of the individual wave number. Okay, let's see how it is going to work. Let's say I want to display this 4 sinusoidal plot in 2 cross 2 matrix. So write here 2 comma 2. Okay, now it's a 2 cross 2 matrix. I want to display my first sinusoidal wave, subplot 2 comma 2 comma 1. So plot this wave x comma y1. Okay, now similarly I want to display my second plot. Here you have to give position 2, x comma y2. Similarly, and to give third, x comma y3, and fourth, x comma y4. Now run it here. Now as you can see, my total image here, figure 1, now divided with 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay, and here is my total plot has been divided with 2 cross 2. First 2 argument is the region that my plot having 2 row and 2 columns, and first plot means this plot, and it will arrange the plot number in row wise fashion. Means first plot will go here, second plot will go here, third plot will go here, and fourth plot will go here. Fourth plot will go here. Now let's say I want to have this plot in a single row. Means if I want to go for single row and 4 column, you can do that also. Single row 4 column. Run this. Okay, now you have single row and 4 column here. Okay, so what if I want to arrange this plot in 3 cross 3 matrix? Let's watch out what will happen. You will be more clear how it is arranging this plot in a matrix. It's a 3 cross 3 plot, so it requires 9 such plot for displaying, but I have only 4 sinusoidal wave to display. So let's say how MATLAB is going to arrange these plots. You can see here. Okay, it creates 3 cross 3 matrix inside this figure 1, 3 cross 3 matrix, but I have only 4 figure to show. So MATLAB assign these figures in this manner, first, second, third, fourth, in row wise fashion, but I have not mentioned anything for 5th and 6th figure, so it remains blank. Okay, so now I think you are clear how to plot different figures inside a single plot. It's also very useful to visualize and compare data between plots. Okay, it's very useful. So just a moment, you can change this plot heading also. Means this figure 1 I can change it also by writing a function called figure. I think it is okay. Figure name is display figure. Run it. Okay, display 2. Okay, it creates another figure. So I have to put this figure at the beginning of my code. Let's say I have to give here. Now it's working. Okay, figure 1 display figure. So this parameter is name and its name is display figure. Okay, so that's all you need to know about plot and subplot. Now there's another plot you will be needing here in communication to view constellation diagram, which is called polar plot. For polar plot, you have to give a function name called polar plot simple x comma y. Okay, run it. Here you go. You can see. I think you have as a communication student. I think you have seen this type of plot before, in which we have to dealing with angle and its magnitude. So let me describe briefly what is this plot about. It's your x-axis, which is 0 degree. Anti-clockwise you have to take its positive theta, means this is 30 degree. If I go to right hand side, it is minus 30 degree or 330 degree. Okay, you have to move anti-clockwise for positive value of degree or angle. So let's analyze a point here. Here is a point. It gives you theta 29.09 degree. It's very good that where it's showing us theta in degree, not in radian. So it's very useful to visualize what is my point value, and radius is 0.4862. It's some unit. Okay, so it gives you the whole sinusoidal wave, means degree versus its amplitude. Okay, let's say I have a bunch of complex number. I have told you how to define a complex number and how to define its array. So 2 plus 3j. Actually, some scenario while demodulating a signal, after demodulating, we are having this kind of complex values in our demodulated signal. So we need to plot it in polar plot so that we could see that our demodulation is proper or not. So that's why we need polar plot. We'll be learning this more detail in our communication lab series. Let's see how it is plotting. Let's say y1, run it. Okay, sorry, I don't need to give x here because I have only y1. It's showing some continuous line. I don't need continuous line, rather I need discrete points. So place marcation of the points. Let's say I want to mark it as cross. Here we go. You have your cross symbols here. Now these are the points and you have your value. This let's say my first point. So remove this values for timing. Let's plot a single point, 1 plus 3j. Here you can see this theta gives the tan inverse 3 upon 1, means it's 71.56 degree, and this r value, which is nothing but its amplitude value, which is square root of 1 square plus 3 square. Okay, so we will be needing these points to be analyzed during demodulation to see how our demodulation work. If this plotting is proper, then we can conclude that our demodulation is complete or proper. So I think this plot, subplot, polar plot, these three things you need to know about plotting as per my signal processing classes concern. So this is all for this session. I hope you have enjoyed this video. So if you like my video, hit like button, and if you have any doubt, then feel free to comment. So guys, take care, bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe.